Hey everybody, it's Jen. Thank you for clicking on my video today and for joining me while I'm doing this. I'm going to be going through my makeup drawer with you. Like everything is going to be done with you right from scratch. I don't have a collection of palettes in front of me. So we're doing everything together. I'm going to be swatching some of my coral eyeshadows because I have been wanting a palette from Sephora and I had it in my cart. I'm not getting it because I want to see what I have first. I'm trying to be a really good girl because I did spend some dough recently. It is called Violet Voss Coral Crush Eyeshadow and Press Pigment Palette. It looks like this. And it retails for $55 Canadian. With the 20% off, that's not too bad. But if I can find all of these shades, which look like this, if I can find all of these shades in my own palettes, then why not, right? So I'm going to try to sift through what I have with you guys and my coral eyeshadows and see what I have that maybe like would equivalent to that palette, so I don't want it as much. So what I'm going to do is like swatch anything that's like coral, pinky coral, orangey coral, and see if I can kind of make those colors on my own. I do have some of the deeper shades, like the yellowy tone shades, so I'm not too worried about those. But the corals, apparently I love corals right now. I liked corals for like years, but I've never like really used them in my transition area as much, and I'm getting this like springy, summery vibe. I've already started to go through some of my MAC eyeshadow palettes, and I have two eyeshadows already that are like a corally shade. The first one I have is right here, and it's called Ablaze. So Ablaze, and it's a matte eyeshadow from MAC, and it looks like this. So I feel like that is really very corally, like almost an orangey peachy coral color. And then I have this one right next to it. This one's more of like a peachy shimmery tone. Yeah, this isn't really corally. That's called Paradisco, and it's a frost eyeshadow from MAC. And then I actually have an eyeshadow called Coral from MAC, which really to me looks more orange than Ablaze. So this one's the coral shade right here, and this one up here is Ablaze. Ablaze eyeshadow is even more coral than coral, if that makes sense. Like, I don't even know if that's right, but that's just what I'm feeling. So I already off the bat have two like pretty decent coral shades, so I'm excited about that, and I'm just gonna like sift through a couple of other eyeshadows to see what I have. So I don't know if you guys have gone through all of your palettes to see like if you have swatches of other items or other eyeshadows that would be like equivalent to like another palette that you're really wanting. But I guess with everything going on lately, I'm like really trying not to spend. That being said, I just like bought a whole bunch of crap. But yeah, I like desperately needed to upgrade a lot of the things that I've had that are old. And yeah, so like other than that, I'm kind of like on a low buy now because I'm really trying to, for the rest of the year, just simply replenish what I already have that like might need to be replaced. Like for example, if I need another like brow product, like a pomade or an eyebrow pencil, or like a liquid eyeliner, you know, when they get all like gross and gunky and stuff and you want to replace, that's like when I will be buying something, not like because, oh my god, I have to have the next and baddest thing on the market. So I'm really trying hard. It's like very hard, I'm not even gonna lie, because I'm a makeup hoarder junkie, love it. And I'm trying really hard to just like minimize like the havoc of my life, because I look at my eyeshadow palettes, and I've said this multiple times already. I'm just going to shift you guys over here a little bit. I've said this multiple times where I'm like obsessed with makeup and I want to hoard and I want to like buy more, but I also want to like minimize what I have because I'm getting anxiety. Like literally, like look at all my stuff and it's too much. Like it's just, there's too much going on. So yeah, I bought more stuff to like replace some of the eyeshadow palettes that I got rid of, some of the other items that I needed, like skincare and stuff like that. You guys will see that in my haul if you watch that. But for future, I'm going to be on a low buy, so that's kind of why I'm doing this, because I don't want to have a palette just because it says coral on it when I have coral eyeshadows. This one's called Mango Tango from Makeup Geek. And this one is very similar to a Blaze, except it's more of a like a pinkier tone. So like this is more like orangey and this one's more like pinky. But already I have 4 colors and they're movable. They're single eyeshadows that I could like easily move from palette to palette. So I'm doing good so far. The next eyeshadow palette that I have is my Inglot shadows. I took them out of the Inglot eyeshadow palette because I hated the Inglot eyeshadow palette, even though I know they all fit in it, blah, 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 blah. But just like I couldn't handle it. So I do have another one here, which is, oh, it's so corally. It's like a reddish orangey corally color. And this one's called, oh, it doesn't have a it doesn't have a name. So the Inglot eyeshadow doesn't have a name on it, but it has numbered, and it's 366, and it looks like that. So again, single eyeshadow that I can move into a palette if I'm ever so like feeling the tingle to make my own eyeshadow palette. Already I am off to such a good start. Like that's pretty good. And they swatch okay. Like I feel like they would be very buildable and nice on the eye, and I love MAC eyeshadows. I have been loving my Inglot eyeshadows lately because I've been using them in my Shop My Stash. And yeah, like I already love the MAC, and so then the other one is the Makeup Geek, and I love the Makeup Geek one. So I'm doing really well so far. I'm like really excited about that. Yay! So now I'm looking at the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Okay, we all know there's going to be some corals in here. Like already I'm feeling it. Okay, so there's not as many as I was expecting. I kind of haven't really used this very much, but these are the eyeshadows. So there's one called Just Peachy. That's the one right here. So that's kind of cute. It's like a peachy pink. And the other shade that I have is Candied Peach, and that's right underneath it, and just right underneath the Just Peachy, and it looks like that. So like if you look at my hand already, you guys, I have already more than I need, and this is just a few of my palettes, and I have like a whole peachy, like corally, beautiful vibe going on. Let's just check out some more just in case. So I'm looking at my little 9 pan from MAC. It has a couple of shades in the center. It's called Carnal Charm, Bijou, and Fuchsia Fury. If I'm to sort of compare the deeper tones in that palette, I could totally go with this Carnal one, just like the one right here. Could totally use that as a deeper shade, sort of like in the crease kind of thing. And then the fuchsia one is going to probably be a little bit too pinky, but yeah, it's definitely a little too pinky. And it doesn't really have a whole lot of payoff as a finger swatch, unfortunately, but it's right there. It's a little patchy and stuff, but I think it would be okay with a brush. Getting stained. Another thing I have is a very, very, very old pigment from MAC. It's called Melon. And I think this would really go nice, sort of like a more like foiledy gold shift with all of these. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. Oh my god. Look at that. Peachy with a gold shift. Oh, it goes so good with all of those. Okay. I'm so excited. I am so pumped for this because I was like concerned that I didn't have a whole lot of like corally shades. And yes, technically I only have one shade that's called coral, but I do feel like honestly when you're looking at these, a lot of them are like the same tones. They can definitely go well together. They're just like a hint of a shade off. So I feel like I'm really successful so far. I do have to keep in mind that I have other palettes that I just hauled and I'm not touching until I get to do my entire video. So those ones I'm just pretending that don't exist until like, you know, the time comes when I can go ahead and like swatch those, because I want to have that first impression moment as well. So I haven't even looked at them and it's been so hard. Like, of course I checked them to make sure that there was no like broken pieces or whatever, but I haven't actually just like stared at the palettes. I kind of have an idea of what they look like because, you know, I bought them and I like reviewed them online and stuff, but I haven't really had the time to like soak in their gorgeousness in person, so I'm excited for that. I'm looking at the Vice, I think this is the Vice 4 in its glory. It's beautiful. There's one called Fast Ball, and I'm just gonna swatch that. It also looks like a peachy pink, like frosty shade. That's down here. So that's really pretty. And then there's one just below it, and I'm going to show you this right now actually. So this is the one that I had just swatched, and this one is the one down here, and it's called Flame. And I actually think like this orangey shimmery color would look absolutely beautiful. So, oh my gosh. This is my problem. I have all this stuff and I don't know how gorgeous it is because I never use it. Holy crap. Holy crap. I'm so excited. Like, we're still not done. I also came across my 88 color palette from BH, which is old, like super old. But I came across this little color down here, which I thought looked a little coral. Of course, they all look similar in that row, but it was actually quite a bit hot pink. So, I mean, it actually goes kind of nice with the rest of them, but it's not as coral as I was hoping for. You guys, I just looked at my Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette with Morphe, and there's a really pretty shade in here. It's called Positivity, and I am going to swatch that because that bad boy there looks just like a good coral shade. The ones around it look kind of corally too, but more like orange, and this one really has that coral hint to it. So I'm just gonna, oh yeah, this looks really similar to a Blaze. Swatches really good, and it looks really, really similar though to a Blaze. So this is Positivity from the Morphe palette. It swatches very, very opaque and thick, but I know like these eyeshadows don't have the lasting power that MAC does, but it looks a lot similar to, sorry, this one here, which is a Blaze. So that's a Blaze, and that is Positivity. So I'm excited that I have both of those because at least I know one will have a lot more impact immediately on the eye, but like if there's any kind of moisture or rain or anything outside like that, I can't really go and wear this because, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea, I wore this makeup palette one day, or not the whole palette, but like I wore a look, and I gave my son a bath and he had splashed around, like obviously like children do in the bath. And I got a little bit on my eye and I went like this, and like literally all the eyeshadow in that area smeared right off. It was like it wasn't even adhered to my face. It was ridiculous. So I have to keep that in mind of like what I'm doing and like where I'm wearing that palette to. So it's unfortunate, but you know, it's life. I'm happy I still have it. And then the only other thing that I have, which is a little too pink. Yeah, this is a little too pink. It's called Destroyer, and it's in the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca palette. But it's more of like a deep corally pink, maybe? No, this is like full up fuchsia. So yeah, that's pretty much it though. That's pretty much all I have, you guys. I have swatched all the like pinkish corally shades in my palette, and I think I have come up with way more than I was expecting. So even I have some like pops of gold, peach, some like pinks, some fuchsias to go and blend in with all the corals that are happening on my hand. I am so excited that I have this many coral eyeshadows. I don't need that other palette. Like if I'm being honest, if I'm being completely honest, like if I go ahead and look at that palette again and kind of like see what coral shades are in there, guaranteed I'm not going to need that. So I'm just like enlarging the picture. Can I enlarge this? I'm not gonna lie, it does have still some shades that okay, so this is me like needing this palette right now. It has some shades that I really, really like. So I'm just gonna like zoom you guys into this. I'm doing this old school because like I don't know how to add all the pictures and stuff in yet. I'm figuring that out still. But like this is what it looks like. Tell me I don't need this palette, okay? When you look at all the swatches on my hands, like I'm gonna have to figure out like, are there swatches for this? Okay, here they are. I pretty much have like the matte shades, I pretty much have the matte shades that are in here. I have that deep yellow. I have like the golden peach. I think I have a goldeny peach shade. If I don't, I have a highlighter like that. Oh, you know what I do have? You guys, I totally have 2 of these Makeup Geek pigments. One is in Hologram and one is in Wildfire. Guaranteed these are going to be coral. Have to check this out because, oh, this damn near spilled all over my vanity. Great. These are like the messiest pigments I've ever come across. Okay, here is this delicious one called Hologram. So if that's not like a peachy golden shift, I don't know what it is. And this one here on the bottom is Wildfire. So yeah, I have the peachy gold shifts. I'm finding things, you guys, like this. I'm pretty much sure I'm gonna probably still buy it, let's be real. I'm looking at these swatches and I'm seeing that, like, okay, I do have quite a bit of the shades that are in here, but I feel like, okay, I've never tried Violet Voss eyeshadows before. So if you have, let me know in the comments, and if you do like this palette, if you think that it's worth it, because $55 isn't even that bad, even at regular price. It's something that I can save towards in the future, or if I want to wait and it's still available, I can maybe get it in the fall, like in the fall when there's the sale then at Sephora. I'm really digging this palette though. Like I'm honestly, I'm really like eyeing this up. I'm pretty sure I have all of these shades, but like I feel like it would be really nice to like put them all, like all of my shadows that are similar, into a palette, but some of them I can't do that with. But yeah, when I look at my arm, like obviously I don't necessarily need the palette, but I can easily use a couple of palettes together, which isn't a big deal. I often do that anyway. I'll pull out a couple of palettes and use them all together. But I am like, I'm eyeing this up right now, and I'm like, do I want this? I want it, but do I need it? Well, I think I may just need to play with these shades that I have and see if like maybe I can like make a couple of looks out of these, because oh my god, I'm loving this right now so much. Like I'm loving, I can't believe I haven't used these shades before, like in a look together. I guess I'm like getting that spring summer feeling, like the vibes. I know like right now is kind of an awkward time for everybody because it's kind of like with quarantining and like everyone's kind of like self-isolating and trying not to get sick and no one's going anywhere. That's pretty much all I have, you guys. I'm just gonna wrap this up here. I'm just gonna wrap this up here. I've pretty much taken all the swatches that I can of all the like corally shades in my collection. I'm so pumped. Like I am going to take a picture of this and I will post it on my Instagram because I need to be reminded of how many beautiful eyeshadows I already have. And I will definitely be putting a look together, multiple looks together using these eyeshadows. If I totally dig it, I might actually get that palette down the road because all of them will be together, but I don't need it. I don't need it. You guys, you got to talk me out of this because I'm like obsessed. Anyways, gonna cut this now. Thank you guys so much for joining me and doing the swatches with me. Again, let's have a little tiny look. All the beautiful swatches. Like, so many beautiful shades. I don't need the palette. Talk me out of it. Talk me out of it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. I just can't thank you so much enough for clicking on the video and watching until the end. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys again in the next one. Bye.